What is good, everyone? It's Zigzag here. Welcome back to another Geoguessr video. Today we are back on the road to #1 in the world. We are currently seated at number 57 in the world, which is not too bad actually. But we did lose 28 points at the end of last episode, so hopefully we can regain some of that back right now. And let's go straight into the first duel of the day, which will be against who? Against our friend who's 900 rated here. Didn't catch the name. It's round number 1 here. Let's hope we can play well. Obviously coming off the Rainbow win the other day, so hopefully we can. This is interesting. The curb, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I guess it's probably like Turkey or something like that without an antenna here. That would have to make sense. Ocean North, so it could be like Istanbul kind of area here. I think that makes the most sense, really, doesn't it? So I think I'll just go for that. And where's that actually going to be? Just Istanbul kind of area. Good guess from our opponent, actually, getting that it was North Turkey so quickly. A no-move player as well, which is great. So maybe we can, if we had to believe that name, we can just play no-move against them. But I guess it will determine how close the duel is, I guess. Anyway, this one should be somewhere over on the west coast of Taiwan. Pretty standard round, I would say. Okay, of course, almost no damage was exchanged there, so let's head through to the next round here, which looks like a pretty, rural Lesotho. Now, it's very overcast, and I know there are kind of metas for that, but as for me, I can't really remember, so I wonder if it's north or south, though. I think there's maybe some overcast down here. I'm not sure about the north, so I'll just try there. Well, it's just Maseru, though, and he actually goes in South Africa there, so it's going to be a little bit of damage, but we're heading quickly to the healing round where he should be able to get most of it back. Anyway, this round here looks relatively simple. Should be like French language, I guess, here. No, just English, okay, and it's yellow white plate, so Ireland. Now, we can often find something here. Charlestown doesn't really sound that Irish. We do have some yellow plates here, so maybe in the north of Ireland. Can we actually see anything else about the town name here? Because Ireland's pretty nicely signed, generally speaking. We've got Galway nearby, yeah. So I guess Charleston. Well, Galway's here. Okay, so I guess yeah, we'll just be somewhere near there. So Galway would appear to be somewhere over to our east, right? So I guess somewhere in this direction, but not really sure. We'll just go for that and find out. And it was in Charleston right there, so that makes sense. Was quite a small town, did require that level of zoom here, so a good find from our opponent, but obviously we're going to be able to regain that health back on this round. So this should be in like Southeast Asia somewhere with a concrete road, and I think Thailand is really the go here, so let's just go for that. Relying on the fact that our opponent will not be able to identify it, but of course they probably will be because it's Thai poles everywhere, and these ones are pretty distinctive. And they actually go Indonesia there, so that's pretty good for us. Only 200 points of healing. I like this opponent because they guess really quickly, so that means it's a nice and we can get more jewels into the video. So this is 1.5 times damage here, and I was thinking Portugal based on that number plate. Now, could this be overseas? We have a lot of palms, so I would say this is overseas somewhere, right? Not really sure. I think this feels more kind of São Miguel over here, but it could also be Funchal, and it could also just be North Portugal, but I think with this amount of palms, where I clicked is probably more likely. Now, we do see a cove of some kind, which is a little bit concerning. I mean, there are some places here that could fit, and it will be one of those ones. But yeah, that's a really good result. Obviously, it's going to be a knockout damage. So that is the first game. Probably only a few points here. 2 points. Yeah, it's not really too much to speak of in this first round. Hopefully, we can find some higher rated opponents soon. Okay, headed into our second duel here. We're against BZH. We're driving right-hand side of the road here. Will this be Puerto Rico or something? I think with the lack of front plates that I can see here. Will it be Puerto Rico? I think so. That looks like a Puerto Rico antenna with the lack of plates. And we can pretty confidently send here. We've also got Spanish language, so yeah, with this antenna plus Spanish language, should just be able to go Puerto Rico and feel pretty good about it. Now, can we see anything here? I mean, it's not going to mean too much, but we do have kind of hills south here, so I definitely don't mind San Juan here. We'll just try to test it out, and it was actually over here in Mayaguez. Interesting, the umlaut over the U or whatever that accent is, because I don't really know that for Spanish language, so I wonder what the actual deal with that is. Anywho, next one here feels like Poland or something like that. We do have a kind of a wider holy pole here, and we do have an antenna. Okay, that house looked Polish, but I guess with this wider holy pole, we basically have to be elsewhere. So I will go over here in Hungary, I think. That's kind of what it could really be. Maybe it's more Romania here. I'm actually not too sure. But yeah, maybe I'll actually go Romania. I feel like I click North Romania here is kind of the best bet, and it is South Romania, so I guess not a terrible result there, but yeah, clicking in the mountains, I was kind of hedging because I thought it could be this border or this border. Ends up being the south one instead, though. That's fine because it's all early days. Could have been a bad round later on. This is looking like it's going to be long antenna. what do we have language here? Calle, so somewhere in Spain. I think we just go for like kind of southern Spain here and call it a day. With a long antenna, you're never going to be in South America. So, and this architecture is also European, that's for sure. We also have a European lorry here with a flat front of it, and it is just somewhere a bit further north there in the desert. So, another bit of damage from BZH here, who's proved to be a pretty good player so far. Definitely seems quite competent. In fact, he's out-hedged me every time, has he not? Yeah, he's on full health. Okay, so next one here, we have like the Slovakian font on the car, I would say. It's quite flat here, but I could also see a bit further east. So I feel like I do kind of click over here and hope that it's like kind of fairly central. I dare say he'll be able to find a domain name or something like that. Yeah, .sk is right there, so not the hardest round ever, but could he actually find where it is? Gastro, interesting. What does gastro mean, guys? Tell me in the comments. Oh, we actually have some meta here. That yellow circle on the pole was indeed only found in Slovakia, or maybe actually you can find it in Bulgaria too, I think. But out of Czechia and Slovakia, it can only be found in Slovakia. Okay, now we have the healing round. He's out-hedged me every time so far. This is India, and now we can... Oh, no, it's actually going to be somewhere in Nigeria. He's given us a bit of extra time to feel out the surroundings here. And as for me, I think we can just hedge it kind of like halfway to Kano here and definitely call it a day. And it will be, yeah, kind of in the middle of the country. He goes in Niger there. And of course, that's going to be enough to heal us up to full health. Okay, so now the real duel starts. Can't help but say that, can I? But we're back on full health, so it really didn't matter too much that we were further away. And here we are in Norway, I would say. Fairly interesting Norway. Like, it's very forested. It doesn't feel too far north. But I kind of suck at rounds like this, so I feel like I kind of click halfway up here. We don't have a lot of pine trees, and that's more typical south, so yeah, I think I kind of just click halfway here and hope for the best. I mean, it doesn't look like there's going to be any signage nearby. Also, this camera glitch, I wonder if that means anything. It probably doesn't. Those kind of glitches probably mostly just land on one road and not elsewhere. So it was just kind of central southern there, which can be a very baity area, I think, because it can look kind of more northern. We didn't have any pines there, so that is a little bit unfortunate, but damage is not too bad. Double damage now. We're looking at some, probably Germany. Now, could find the city pretty easily, but, oh, it says Zurich Bank there, but it's obviously not there. Does it feel more southern almost? I think I might click middle of the country here, honestly, because, and like even like a bit southern here, because I'm really not sure. It's kind of reminded me of like Nuremberg or something like that, but I know Nuremberg has like, okay, it's just Cologne, 5Ks again. This guy's actually kind of cracked, but I dare say, like in an urban location like that, he probably found the sign. So BZH actually putting forward the performance of a lifetime right here, definitely. Next one here is Nigeria. This is more like it. Probably gonna say it's Abuja, but I mean, no roof rack at all. Could just be like Ibadan or something like that, I assume, as well. I don't see any follow car, which is a little unfortunate. I think I actually want to hedge it a little bit further south here. Ibadan can often look like this, I think. I don't see anything that like really like gives one way or the other. So I'll try Ibadan here. A bit green. Like, I don't know. I'm not very good at Nigeria. We don't really seem to see anything either. So I'll try Ibadan. Can easily be Abuja. What's this second view look like? So yeah, it's very smoggy, so I kind of like that, but I guess we'll see. I think a lot of tuk-tuks down there as well, maybe. And he goes Rwanda. That's crazy. So, I mean, the guy played out of his mind for the first few rounds and then just choked it on a fairly easy Nigeria with the big blur, but no roof rack, so that may have been what screwed him up there. So, a really interesting round. It was just Lagos, I think, and let's head through to the next one there. That's a fun game, but we're going to have to see who we face now. It's him. We brought him below 1,100, so... interesting. Like, this opponent definitely showed a strong face in this first round, so I'm interested to see how he goes. This one should be like just like Sweden. I mean, this looks very like similar to the last Norway we had, which is about this latitude, so I wonder where in Sweden it will be. I kind of just click middle here because I want to get it over quickly, and he goes Finland there with short dashes. So this guy had really good vibe guesses, but then some of the more fundamental metas, he's not actually like, he might just be nervous or something, but he has shown that he doesn't know some of the more fundamental metas, yeah? Anyway, next one here. Looks like Finland. We have the solid outer lines this time, and I would say fairly southern here. It doesn't feel too northern to me. Kind of this like farmland is something I associate more with the south. Can always be north as well, I guess. But yeah, definitely like Finland here. Lacking a blue strip there, which is interesting. Yeah, it is just all the way south. Finland's difficult though. You can't really be too confident with your hedge. Like, I could have just as easily gone up there, and I've been very wrong. Okay, next one here. Back to Germany. It's been low damage damage rounds so far in the duel. And as for this one, this feels like more like Ruhr area, something like that. Definitely reminds me of like places I visited around Dusseldorf, and it is Hamburg. Okay, never mind. I guess it was a fairly wide river, that makes sense for up there, but BZH, I reckon he might be German or something, because he played well in the German round so far, that's for sure. Okay, next one here. We are looking at a white car with long antenna in Bulgaria, in Hungary here, I reckon. Architecture feels more Hungarian than Romanian, that's for sure. So I guess I just kind of click outskirts of Budapest here. I mean, as I've said many times, like it doesn't really matter until the healing round on a duel like this, where we're fairly evenly matched. So yeah, feeling fine here. Definitely this winter coverage still. Even in Generation 3, you should assume that you're going to be somewhere in Hungary, as opposed to like Romania or something like that, which doesn't really have too much winter coverage. Okay, he gets Budapest there, even the right suburb, so a very interesting play. He seems to excel at Europe, and then everything else, maybe not so much. Next one here is going to be somewhere in where? Short plates here, feels Mexico Alto as well. Do we see anything else here? I feel like this... some of these trees feel a bit more southern. I did get the initial north vibe though, so I think I will just kind of go a bit more southern, but hedging a bit for north as well. Yeah, not too sure here. Like a few palms as well. It's not an easy round. I think I'll just go Guanajuato or something like that. It is the healing round as well, and I'm the one who needs to heal mill, so this is fine. And it was just all the way up there. Now that's a bit unfortunate that he goes Argentina on what should have been a good amount of damage for us, but that's okay. And the duel is back to even here. Not my best Mexico guess either. Was a bit further north there. This is going to be somewhere in the... Is it the UAE? We got yellow plates here, so I guess it's like Botswana or something like that. What is this car? Okay. What are these plates all about then? It's something very obvious, but I'm just missing it. Like, this car shouldn't really be found too often. I mean, I guess it is just Botswana, but definitely a strange round, because this car glitch does not happen much in South Africa. But yeah, it seems like everyone looks to be, like, African, so that would definitely make sense, and the yellow plates should just put us in, like, Gaborone, really. This is a difficult round. Like, I'm kind of surprised. And as we hop over, we definitely see that we are in Botswana. So, yeah, I mean, just a rare car glitch there. That's why you can't rely on car meta too much, because sometimes there are exceptions. And, yeah, it is just Gaborone there. So, well played from our opponent. Just guessing capital works out on this occasion. And 15 points is all he has to show for it. The next one here is double damage round number 7. What are we looking at here? Could you give the video a like? That would be much appreciated by me. Yeah, helps me out in the algorithm. And here is the next round, which looks to be a longish antenna. This could be a moving type of round, I think, just because... Yeah, I think it's Spain, but I do want to move around here just in case it's elsewhere. So let's go for that. It's only 2 times damage. I guess this could be a mistake, but yeah, that's a Spanish-style sign. So should be northern Spain somewhere here. Definitely good use of moving, I think, here, just to like lock in the country properly. But yeah, this like flat signpost plus the thick red border that's painted all the way to the edges. That should be somewhere where I've clicked, I reckon. Maybe even a bit further east could be possible here. Don't really see it being too much further west, and it's actually Parma. Man, we kind of squandered our opportunity there to do massive damage, though it didn't really feel like typical Parma to me, so yeah, I don't really know. 2.5 times damage now. We're relegated to no moving unless we're indoors. And this one should be like, ooh, no blue strip on that plate, but it looks like, ooh, Dalmercan. Dalmacher. I don't know, it looks like France though, no? Or Belgium. So, what about Poles in the distance? Wouldn't really help me too much anyway. So, yeah, I guess we just kind of have to guess like kind of northeast France here? I don't know, that language is kind of strange, this word. Kind of almost reminded me a bit of Dutch, but I guess it's just French. It's probably just French, right? Oh, it's England. I didn't even consider it, but I think it actually is. Wow. Okay, this could be very bad damage. I didn't know why I didn't consider it at all. And that's just Scotland. Man, oh man, that is an incredibly stupid guess. Like, I deserve to lose right there, but I don't know why I didn't think of it. I just thought that language was something else. I don't know why I got that impression. Anyway, now I have to play super well here, obviously. It's just going to be Mexico. Our opponent has struggled on Latin America before, so I think we just go in fairly quickly here. Not really sure where it is. Guanajuato is probably a fine hedge, Could this be much further north again? Yes. But do I know? No, because urban Mexico is quite tough, I would say, unless you know the taxi or something like that, which probably may say it on this. I hope you can't read off the taxi there. And it's just Mexico City. No, should have just clicked capital, man. And that's it for the duel. So he takes a win back off us there, and it's obviously going to be very bad for us. I think basically the worst possible like sequence of rounds there for us. Just terrible. I don't really like feel too bad apart from that England guess, which is just shocking. Like you have to have a shocking guess every now and again, but wow. I don't really know why it didn't come to mind. It just didn't, and that's it. So this one is going to be somewhere in Argentina. Didn't catch our opponent's rating, but I'm going to try and catch him out quickly here by going like Puerto Madryn or something like that. Feels fairly far south here, but not too far south either. And yeah, that black bit on the number plate should guarantee that it's Argentina. I mean, I didn't 100% confirm, but yeah, these are Argentinian poles that make an A shape. And it actually was just Comodoro there, so that makes sense. And it's going to be a good amount of damage, 2.077k. Not too bad. Okay, round number 2 here. Should be somewhere driving right, maybe Denmark or something. Yeah, Danish temporary license plate there, so I guess we'll go like Odense. It's a little bit hill of a hill there. I'll go actually North Peninsula here. Yeah, slight hill. I like that. Probably around Aarhus, something like that would be fine for me, I think. But yeah, hopefully our opponent doesn't know it here. The few yellow plates was just Copenhagen there, right there. Did not expect to see any elevation on this island, which is interesting, but okay. Could have been bad later on. That's fine though for now. Really should like just opt for clicking more near capitals, because you'll notice that's often where I get knocked out on these ones. And you know, I say it over and over, as some of you guys pointed out in the comments. I say it over and over, but often I don't act on my intuition, or I don't act on my what I say about the map, which is that the locations are often near the capital. But this time I did click near the capital, so we'll see if it's actually correct or not. And it was near the capital, of course, and well, unfortunately he goes all the way in New Zealand, so that's going to be a knockout right there. These kind of rickety wooden fences should normally be somewhere in Latin America, but obviously we can't really gain too much off these lower rated opponents. We need to get higher rated opponents so that we can actually gain bigger advantages. Here we're against Hugo Santos, who's almost 1.1k, so that could be good. We'll just have to see what's happening here. Looks like somewhere in Peru, could be Bolivia. So I guess I'll go southern Peru here, just hedging in case it is Bolivia. He goes quickly. Okay, let's think here. White car obviously makes it Bolivia more likely. But these kind of mountain pass roads are more common in Peru, I would say. So I'm just going to leave it South Peru. And it was actually Bolivia there. Similar guesses from the both of us. That makes sense. Not too bad for me to go there, but it's going to be 500 points damage, which is not too bad. Okay, next one here. Looking like Argentina again. You know what, guys? Screw it. We're just going to go capital here. I probably wouldn't go there ordinarily, but hey, I mean, it kind of looks like it's a decently sized city. And on world map, I just have to go here. And it was indeed Cordoba. Okay, never mind. He goes like halfway between, which is probably what I normally would have done, just gone Rosario, and it was actually Cordoba there. I wonder if we could see any hills. I don't think we could, but like Cordoba often has some hills in the background or something. Okay, next one here is Belgium. Belgium plates. Now, what language do we have here? That's is that even French or Dutch? I don't think so. Parking, pizzeria. Wow, okay, we do have some Dutch. That took us ages to find any Dutch at all, but obviously we're going to click on this side of the country for that reason, and it was just near Brussels there, not too bad. So a little bit of damage once again here. Not going to be one. It's going to be one of those duels where it doesn't really mean much until we get to that healing round, I think. Anyway, next one here. What are we looking at? Maybe Australia? No, just probably actually Cambodia here, but the square poles are interesting. We are driving. Yeah, it is Cambodia. Interesting. Square poles are quite rare in Cambodia, I want to say. So that's an interesting little round here. I wonder if he'll get caught out by it. But I wonder, what is they look really Thai, but it can't be Thailand because we've got the Google car here, and we've got one of these way markers, which are like mile markers, which are in Cambodia. And I guess the reason is that we're right on the border there. Now that's really unfortunate because that, like, I guess I could have used that logic, but like the fact that he didn't even realize it was right-hand drive is a little bit frustrating. Anywho, the next one here should be somewhere in Greece. I think we should go Athens here. What is this? Aris FC. I wonder if that's a famous football club or not. Yeah, as it stands, I don't really know when it comes to football clubs, nor when it comes to region guessing in Greece. So I think we'll just go for that here. Obviously, we're just healing up, so we're going to get enough HP. And it was Thessaloniki here, so I tried clicking capital, and then it's not capital, you know. So maybe there's maybe it's just confirmation bias. I don't think so. There is definitely more capitals in this map than normal, but it doesn't always work. That's what I'm trying to say. Next one here is Japan. Do we have anything useful here on the poles? Not really. Southern Gaiwire-ish, I think. I actually don't really know how that one works, to be honest, so I won't try anything too crazy here. Nearest Tokyo feels fine here, I think, so we'll just go for that. Maybe a little bit west of Tokyo, and it was all the way down in near Fukuoka there, which is indeed Southern Gaiwire territory. So I wonder if I just misinterpreted that. I guess I did, but yeah, I don't know. Next one should be Denmark, I think, with that guardrail. Yeah, okay, yellow filled in. That should be actually Poland. If I got more of a north vibe, I'll go up here, but I guess we'll find out soon enough. Are there anything useful here? Radomsko, that kind of sounds familiar. That's more of a southern suffix for the town name. I think cow is more commonly found in the south, so we'll see if he knows that or not. He probably will, I guess. Yeah, okay, it's just like central south there, so obviously not too much damage, but we've been getting unlucky with our hedges yesterday. I guess I used all my hedging luck yesterday in the tournament, maybe. Okay, next one here. What have we got? These stickers onside the pole, onside the cars. HR. So I guess we should be somewhere in Croatian capital here, Zagreb. That feels fine to me, right? I mean, it looks like Zagreb in the fact that we don't have any like blue strips. It says ZG as well, so we're definitely in Zagreb. They have coded like number plates inside many of the Balkan countries, including Croatia. So there we go. Should be fairly easy. Will he get it though? If he didn't read, he might not get it, and he doesn't. He goes all the way over in Brno, so that's going to be a significant amount of damage. 3.1k there, not too bad. Definitely a pretty elementary round to miss out, but urban Eastern Europe, if you don't slow down and read the clues, can be so difficult. And here we have another difficult round, going to be somewhere in Canada, obviously. Ooh, the number plates are a little bit like hard to read here. Could actually be US as well. I really got a Canadian vibe. I could move to see number plates better here. It almost looks blue, right? But we're lacking a front plate here. What about other cars? Other cars are lacking them too. Could this actually be BC? It looks way too east though, right? So I guess Quebec? Do we see any stop sign? We just have to go Quebec here. I gotta go like Montreal. That's what it looks like to me. And it was actually Quebec City there. Okay. So yeah, really interesting round. I mean, not too much to say. Blue number plates without front plates should just be Quebec most times, or like Nova Scotia or something. But yeah, a little bit scary because I didn't work it out in time and there was no French. Yeah, almost didn't work it out in time. This is interesting. Could be a bit of a moving round here, I think, on 3.5 times damage. Let's take a move here and see what we can see in terms of poles. Latvia, maybe. Could this be Latvia Cam? Architecture over there could certainly fit, okay. Just the fact that it's paved, I want to walk a little bit further over this direction to see if we can see any language here. And what does that say? It doesn't really, it kind of looks Czech to me. Yeah, it looks like a Czech sign. Okay, that's great that we actually decided to move here. I would say this is Czechia. I mean, Poles are a bit strange, I must admit, but this like red street sign is surely a Czech one. So, I mean, we don't really have time to work it out. It's just Prague. Yeah, those red ones are in Prague, actually. So, I don't know if they are found elsewhere in Czechia, but I definitely remember seeing them when I was over there. So, a good round to have moved there, definitely. I don't know if I would have gone Czechia, to be honest. And rural, it can be really difficult. Anyway, this one's Denmark. Again, it gives me more of this kind of vibe, but I might just hedge central this time because I'm less sure. And obviously, the last guess we had in Denmark wasn't so good. But yeah, okay, that was a really difficult round. I'm glad we had moving for that one, because like it was just like in an alleyway with like so many trees surrounding us. We couldn't really get a good idea for the landscape, and yeah, it was difficult. Okay, this time was that more that direction. Yeah, he goes more where my actual thought was, but hey, we'll take it. It was a good guess. And if we lose this again, we're down a whole way. So we should really try and close this one out and get a win here. It looks like Mexico, no? That's a stubby antenna. Could really see, yeah, I think it's Mexico, right? Ooh. Yeah, it could be like, ooh, this is very difficult, guys. This is very difficult. I don't really see anything that like gives it away. Oh, where's the sun? Firstly, we should check the sun. Sun is more to the north, so then I would go Ecuador. I think I would go Ecuador then. If the sun is indeed to be trusted, surely it is. I can really see Ecuador here, so yeah, it makes sense. I think we have to go there. Guayaquil kind of area does make sense here as well. So we'll see where it actually is, and it was there. Goodness me. Thank goodness for checking the sun, because I probably could have fumbled that one. Ecuador or Mexico 50-50s do exist, and unfortunately that one's just on the south side of the equator, so a very, very close one indeed. 5 times damage now, should be Poland. Obviously we lost our last Polish hedge. This time I want to go dead center. It's very flat. I want to go like just south of Warsaw here. Could be just north of Warsaw, I don't know, somewhere around there, surely. Although Poland is notoriously impossible. Miłosław, interesting town name there. And it is just northwest, or central west, really. So it's going to be good damage for our opponent there. Obviously, almost 1,000 points is definitely bringing us down back into striking range for him here. And this almost looks like Monaco or something. What is it? So many yachts. Yeah, it is Monaco. We go immediately here. I dare say that any geography nerd would recognize Monaco, but it's always possible that he doesn't. It does say Monaco right there, so yeah, I don't really see us and much of a result happening from this round, but it is possible, and you know, any possibility for knocking him out is a good one. However, guys, we head now to 6 times damage. Is that not a little bit scary? I think that's a bit too scary against a 1,100 rated opponent. We really do not want to be like getting to 6 times damage where any bad guess can knock us out. Like this one, for example. Like, will I be able to work out where it is? Okay, it's in Vienna. That's excellent. I'll click Central Vienna here. Now, if it wasn't for this sign, would I have worked it out? Yes, we have like Austrian flag here. In fact, I think I've walked right here along the river. I believe I did. So there we go. I mean, obviously clicking center here is fine. It ends up being near the river, but it's never going to be enough damage to knock him out. So the 6 damage we do is fine. But okay, let's see. 6.5 times damage is just so random when it gets to this many multis. Like, okay, this looks like Canada, which is not necessarily good. Blue nut license plates there. Almost feels like BC a bit to me. Poles don't really feel BC though. We're up against like some West Coast here. Private property. Like, don't really love it. I think I have to go other side of the country, really. Like, yeah, okay, vegetation's not quite right. So, would love to see more. What does that say? 541. It's not a BC area code as far as I remember. So, do we go Newfoundland or do we go elsewhere here? That looks like it could be more Newfoundland, the way it's set up, rather than like New Brunswick. Nova Scotia or Newfoundland is the call here, though, of course. I might hedge between. I'm hedging between, guys. No, I'm actually going to go Cape Breton here. That's my main thought, I would say. Blue number plates as well, that fits. So I feel like this is a good guess. It is a bit hilly, which also fits for Cape Breton, which is quite hilly, but I'm worried about south here. Oh my goodness. I did not even consider USA. I thought yeah. Obviously, I thought West Coast straight away, and we had West Coast, and what a round. Man, I seem to be throwing a little bit today, but I don't think that's easy, though. I mean, just the fact that, okay, so I thought West Coast first, but I look at the area code and it's not the BC one, so I just discounted USA for some reason. Also, it's definitely of worth to note that like Washington almost has no like coastal coverage, and even the stuff on Oregon almost never looks like that. I feel like normally you're a bit away from the coast, so getting coastal stuff like that, yeah, you have a bit of a section down in South Oregon, which looks different, and then you have this short section over here, which is actually on the coast, and then again, it like cuts back into the mainland. So that, I do believe, is a difficult round, but hey guys, we've actually been taking a pummeling today. We're way down, but I think we can climb back up, we can. Next opponent is my least favorite kind, 800 rated with a European name, so that obviously doesn't bode too well for us. This one's going to be somewhere in probably northern Philippines here. This is like the north style of tuk-tuk, where you do have like a roof that's like much taller than the other roof. Like one big roof is more of the southern style, and then you get everything between. As we had some Taiwanese style poles there, but that one's not going to be anywhere there because of those tuk-tuks and everything like that. So it's a good start to the duel. Hopefully we can get this one over and done quickly so that we can head through and win another one. This is going to be Tunisia. We've got flags everywhere. We've got the southern style follow car here. I don't really get a good vibe, like Tunisia is not my country, so I'll go Sfax here and hope for the best, and it was Sousse, so that's not too bad. He gets quite far inland, but he actually gets closer by 200 points. So guys, goodness me, what an episode. I don't feel like I've been that bad. It just hasn't been that many favorable rounds, and obviously North America is kind of a weakness of mine, so would be liking to get more Australia, South Africa, that kind of thing, obviously. This one here looks like South Africa to me. We do have a flag as well. Now, whereabouts is a little tougher. I think it's KwaZulu-Natal state, but it could be Eastern Cape as well. And unfortunately, this is just another location where we don't really have too many like polls or anything that I'm good at like recognizing or anything like that. I just feel like it's been a bad selection of locations today. Was just near East London there, definitely makes sense. Just a bit drier. A lot of the coverage around East London's very green, but that one's kind of more dry than I was used to. Round 4 here. Let's try and do some more damage before healing. And it will be like Greece or something like that for my money. Very rocky, like this kind of architecture, probably more likely to be Greece than anywhere else in the south. Could be like halfway to Crete, I reckon. So, no, actually, it probably is Crete, but just with this dryness. Or like South Greece. So I really like that. It can still be other countries, and we still do have the option to move. Oh, but it's Israel Gen 2. Oh my goodness, it strikes again, bro. Thank goodness that's not during the multis, because I would have actually raged. But okay, that's fine. We can heal up here and we'll be fine. That is crazy. That's why it felt so south, guys, because it was just Gen 2 Israel. So for context, I would say like less than like 0.1. I want to say like 0.2 or something like that % of Israel rounds should be Gen 2. So it's just incredibly rare. And this one will be somewhere like in North Chile. Now, can we actually get the town name? This actually may be important to get because it's even HP here. Yeah, not so sure. I don't think we're actually going to get the town name here. So obviously it is quite far north here. Wondering which is best to click. Like this is the hedge, but this is like maybe more reasonable. Just as in terms of like my pure guess. I think I'll go up here. Hedging for Arica, hedging for this one. I think that's most likely, but yeah, you do get like basically plain desert all the way north of Copiapo. So yeah, it can be anywhere there in my opinion. We'll find out soon enough. It was just in Arica there, so that's not too bad. He didn't even know the polls, which is good. We heal up a bit more than he did. But goodness, guys, this has been a crazy day, and nothing going our way, really. 1.5 times damage here. Should be somewhere in Sri Lanka with this wide blur, I dare say. This could be a knockout round. It's kind of hard to tell. The Sri Lankan low cam is kind of difficult to tell, in my opinion. But we do have British with something English Academy. That, like, English academies and that kind of thing are really common in Sri Lanka. I have no idea why, but, like, learning English and, like, that being advertised is a legitimate matter. But there you go, it was just right there, and that will probably be enough to knock him out. Indeed, it will. So we can go for one more duel for the day here. Obviously, everything that we've gained has been peanuts, and everything we've lost has been absolutely huge. Like, we've lost almost like I don't know, we start off the video like 40 points higher, despite like quite a few wins as well. So it's been a really rough episode so far, but you know, we'll bounce back. But yeah, not if we keep facing these 900 rated players. We're against Rhodes here. We'll see how we go against Rhodes. First one here is definitely like Southeast Asia somewhere, right? We do have a bit of English here, and it says something barangay, which should be somewhere in the Philippines. Now, where is O2? I feel like O2 is kind of north here. Vibes-wise, that fits, so I think I will try it. I actually used to know the area codes. I definitely remember like 03 to 5 is like in the middle, and I think, yeah, okay, it was just Manila there. I can't remember what the south was, but even just remembering that can help you out, because then you can go O2, might just be capital there. And it was, very nice. Good start to the duel. Getting my mojo back a little bit here, hopefully for the end of the episode. This is looking like somewhere in New Zealand, surely. Yeah, we have like a metal guard there, and South Island or North is kind of difficult here. I kind of feel like this is South Island, but whereabouts to go is actually quite difficult. That is like kind of coast there to our west, is it not? That might feel a bit further north then, because like Gen 2, like we'd have to be like somewhere around here. We could just hedge like all the way south on the North Island or something like that as well. Given that we have mountains east and not really west, and some coast west here, southwestish, it could fit. I'm just going to try it, just because of the west coast. Like, otherwise, like, could it be right here? That would be so cheeky, because there's almost no angles. Like, for the ocean to be west, it has to be, like, right there or right there. I really hope it's not, but, you know, ultimately, I don't really get a great vibe on this round, just because it's so, like, it's not really sunny. And yeah, there we go, we're right near the Egmont. I did consider that area, but I did not have the balls to commit all the way. Regardless, we get a good amount of damage there, and that's feeling pretty decent. Okay, next one here, and we are looking at what looks to be somewhere in Taiwan, just based on the language here. O2, so fairly far north here. I think, generally speaking, guessing like around this city or just in Taipei end up being the best for O2. Basically, in Taiwan, it starts off at O1 and just goes and gets higher and higher as you go down. So I feel like Taichung is like O4 or something like that. So yeah, I don't really know exactly, but just generally knowing the vibe is really helpful. And it is just Taipei there, so not a bad result at all, just 20 points lost in the process. So still going well against Rhodes here, who seems to be a pretty competent player. Just out-hedged him a few times so far. This will be Spain, no doubt. Whereabouts? We've been on the islands a few times today. Here we have a massive ridge south, so maybe some of those southern mountains where you get like a big ridge like that down here, or this one. I'm just going to go there. I don't think it could just also be this big ridge next to Madrid, and it was actually this one over here. Interesting. Did not get the coastal vibe, or at least I didn't quite realize. So yeah, we'll have to heal up here on the next round, and it looks almost like, yeah, it should be somewhere in Malaysia here. This is like a Malaysian lamp. And it's normally just KL or Johor. Unfortunately, whatever we could have seen is kind of obscured here. We do have a yellow street sign, great. I was about to say, I almost get more of a Johor vibe here. Regardless, he's already guessed, and we only needed to heal up 500 points anyway, so this is a good guess for nothing. And he gets it as well, so he must be a Jules enjoyer who knows that the yellow street signs are always Johor. Actually, not always, but as opposed to KL, you don't really get them there. Okay, here we have a completely random round. We may have to move here. Ooh. Such blue water makes me want to go in Bermuda here. Yeah, you would get such a landscape in Bermuda. I'm gonna go straight for it. Just betting on the fact that he won't be able to find anything too useful here otherwise, I think. Not to mention that I can't even move properly. Okay, so I wonder if there is actually any useful information that way. Probably not, to be honest. And it is actually in Northern Mariana Islands. He 5Ks it. In an incredible fashion, and we lose. I mean, so there's two possibilities there. One is that he just knew the coverage, or two is that he made it to this sign, which did indeed have some, like, Japanese on it. But, I mean, regardless, to have such a perfect guess, I mean, and inside the city as well, is kind of crazy. So, I guess we have to, like, give a shout-outs to Rhodes there for having really good knowledge. But yeah, guys, what an episode. We actually end up so much further down than what we were. We're actually sub 1,300 here, which is crazy. Back down to 181. Now, of course, these swings always happen. We were up to 44, now we're down 150 spots. We can come back just as easily. But to come through in an episode with 4 wins and 3 losses, and to lose almost like 100 points almost. So it's kind of crazy. But guys, thank you very much for watching the video. Stay tuned for next time. We'll gain back some of those points, I guarantee you. But until then, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.